So, Klara, Adalena again, having issues this morning with my life. First, I couldn't get everybody on, and then Facebook threw me out, saying this is the moment that you need to renew. So I'm setting it all up again. In the group, the hearts. Posts. Going back into that group. I'm so sorry, everybody. Probably I lost everyone, right? No, actually, somebody is looking. Thank you for your patience. This one is live now. So, let me focus. Love, spaciousness. What we see happening in love is that the sheer presence of another being, a man, when you're into man, the sheer presence of an eligible man, especially when he's physically close, it does a lot to us, right? We feel the electricity. We feel the excitement. Often we also feel a relaxation. This is the energy field where my body can just relax and feel at home. Isn't it wonderful when you meet a man like that? So thank you all for coming back on. I'm having some technical issues today. Klara, Adalena, Love for Life Academy. Spaciousness in Love, Catherine, Dawn. Wow, that's a long time no see. So spaciousness in love really helps us to open up to what is actually going on. And on the one side, to feel this, right? When the man comes physically close, eligible man, we can go really into contraction. Oh my God, now I have to do the right thing. This could be him. He might not see me. I judge myself. I'm so stupid. He will see I'm stupid too, right? We can go into all of that so easily. That's contraction. It's narrowing down. It's not seeing anymore what is actually going on. I know a lot of it, and Catherine, you remind me of it, experienced a lot of it in the spaces that we were in together. At the same time, something else is going on. When we meet an eligible man, the contraction happens, but also expansion is happening. Because we are animals, right? We are physical beings. We are embodied beings. Catherine, so much of our stuff is coming back. We are a body. So our bodies find a resonance. When it's an eligible man, there is some sort of resonance, and our bodies just feel that energy field, and they're like, or like, or both of that, you know, and there's this tingly, magical, electrical thing going on, in which we expand, in which we feel like, yeah. And the two of them happen together, and they start to influence each other. Now, and then it's important in love, which one do we allow to win? If we allow the one to win, that is actually the contraction. What do we see ourselves doing? We see ourselves pulling back. And we can be awesome and relaxed, but around eligible man, we are just so uptight, right? We're pulling back. Or we start to claim, dominate, control, tell one amazing story after the other, be the amazing woman that you can be, but somehow disconnected from what is really going on. And he's like, yeah, you're amazing. And you're like, what is going wrong? I am amazing, aren't I? And you're not seeing that actually you're disconnecting from part of what is going on. Contraction and expansion, they're both happening. Now that's not easy to feel them both, right? But that is what we want to be doing. So what I am inviting you to do is to really find that spaciousness in yourself. And this is like meditation, right? It's a new aspect to meditation, where we actually focus on relationships and to be with everything that is evoked. It sounds so easy. It is easy. And this is the key to my 5 shifts. As I said in my opening, Klara, Adalena here, Love for Life Academy, love doesn't have to be hard. It can be effortless. And that's my message, right? When we focus on everything hard about love, we can be very busy, but we are not solving it. Women who work with me, they discover love can actually be effortless, supported, fun, getting you where you want to be, which for most of the women, for all of the women who work with me, is committed love and being able to start a family with an amazing man. And it's doable, right? So, but spaciousness is the key to the keys, if I can say it that way. When we have spaciousness, our awesomeness can just flow through us. What wants to happen in the connection, you've probably experienced those moments, right? When it's so intimate, when you can say exactly what is true in the moment. And that kind of opens the ears of the other. This is not just another story. This is not just another woman trying to fix her problem of needing a man. This is truth. This is real. Whatever the message is, right? That's not important. So put a big cross through all those, this is what you text to a man, or have some fun with it. It's always fun, right? One of the fun things, actually, do you know what you should put up in your dating profile to get more likes? Chocolate. Just the word chocolate. Question is, from whom do you get more likes? Because on dating apps, there's a lot of trolls, right? Is that what you want, more likes from trolls? Will that bring you your happy love life? So, it's fun, that kind of thing. But what really shifts your story, what shifts love from being difficult to being easy, is spaciousness. Is being able to be with what is and to share that. That means being vulnerable, right? In the moment, I feel a lot of stuff that I hadn't planned. Maybe I'm on my first date, here comes in my man, and I'm like, oh my God, I just feel the earth falling away because he feels so right. And I get kind of speechless. Now, what do I do? If I contract, I go into, okay, and I just go over the feeling and I do my dating thing. But if I'm in truth and I'm in spaciousness, I say, oh my God, I'm just speechless. Feeling everything that's going on between him and me. Not using too much words, not explaining. I'm speechless. Now, don't think this is the opening line for a date, right? Hello, I'm Klara, I'm speechless. No, it's all about it coming from this deep place, in me having the spaciousness to not judge what is happening inside, but to actually be with it. And then if this is what's happening, and I say it, it will totally awaken the interest of the other. He will feel what you are feeling. Energy is not something that only one of the two feels. You will both be feeling it. And he will be called to also slow down. Let me just think. Yeah, Joanne, you found us. So happy about that. I just had to check again. So if you have any questions, Joanne or anybody else, just ask, right? Because this is about being true in the moment. So here I was on my first date saying, from this deep, giving words to what is happening. And in this case, of being, I'm speechless. And just allowing more of that feeling, like he feels so right. And he is being pulled in, like, what's going on here? And maybe just sits down and starts to feel it too. And maybe then I can just continue and say, this just feels so right. And maybe he too is like, it does. And see from there, however it flows, it will be so real. It will not be one of the 1,000 dates. It will be different from anything that ever happened on any date, because it will be you and it will be him and it will be what is actually going on together. Life itself is the miracle. Nothing we can learn can replace that. So if you have any questions on that, again, just ask. But spaciousness is the key. Spaciousness helps us move from love being hard, difficult, being in pain, being in insecurity, feeling all those past rejections that they're coming all with you, right? You know that feeling? Here I am on my dates, all my past rejections are just in the space. Oh my God. And what we do now, we don't focus on it, but if that's what's happening, guess what I'm going to say? You just share it. You are with it. And you're seeing him coming in, and maybe he's the totally right one, maybe he's the totally wrong one, but all you're feeling is, all my past rejections are here. And I'm just assuming he will reject me too. Now what do? You say exactly that. Oh my God, here I am, wanting to make an amazing impression. And I just feel all my past rejections around me. And it will be in the space. It won't be a light and easy and fun beginning, but it will be true. There will be space for him to respond in whatever way he wants. And that's one of the things a man wants most. He wants space. He wants not to be pulled into your ego stuff. He wants to be free in how he responds to what is going on. Actually, most women want this too. But we somehow have put in that a lid on it. And we think we just want connection. Actually, we want freedom just as much as him. And a lot of the women I work with, we actually get their love lives together. And then they panic because they don't feel free anymore. Happens. Spaciousness solves that. When you can just say it, it's out in the space, it's open, it's named, and he can start saying whatever comes up here for him. And maybe he just, a pat on the hand, and I get it. I'm having the same feeling. Or, I don't get it. You're so amazing. Whatever. Something will start to happen, and that will be a true dynamic. And when you can stay in that spaciousness, feeling both the energy of what's actually going on, man, woman, dating, courtship, even if it's not going to lead anywhere, when you plan the date, that energy is in the space. And when you can allow that, the more you can feel it, the more it will become a true date. And what is a true date? A step towards finding your partner. Dating is not a thing on itself. It's a step towards. We've forgotten that. But when we find this spaciousness back, and we find that we can actually open up again to that energy that's going on, then it becomes that. I'm not saying the first one will be your man, right? Part of me wants to say, I would love to be able to offer that to you. Part of me is like, well, I'm not really sure it would actually make you happy even. Because we need the journey of dating to become the woman in a relationship. We need this journey to develop that spaciousness. We need this journey to become the loving woman, the available to love woman that we want to be, right? But dating only gives you that when you enter from a place of spaciousness. The couples that last, this is one of their secrets. They know how to say what they want in a way that the other has space to respond in whatever way is right. And I know, and I guess you know, when we get into this convolution, yucky, and I just feel if I'm going to say this, the other will hurt, and then I don't want to say it, or the other says something, and I know actually it's not something that I'm concerned about. Maybe the other is saying, you know, what if I find a job in another city? Maybe I'm not actually concerned about that, but I feel the kind of dread with which the other is saying it. And I start to respond to that. And I start to solve that. But then I am actually coming from a non-spacious place. And then the other feels that and starts to respond to that. And we start narrowing our options down more and more and more. Contractions happen on every level. Contractions happen on the level of being, of knowing that we are whole together. Even if we won't, don't have a future together in this life, somehow when we're in a space together, we're not separated. All the gurus tell us this. But this is where the first contraction happens. I'm on a date. Who's you? Who am I? I just want to know a few things before I allow this actual connection to happen. Do you feel the hiccups in there? Do you feel how boring that will become? Because nothing can actually flow. It will be just standard like all those 1,000 other dates. Contractions can happen on the level of feeling. That's what I spoke about before. I'm feeling all these different things and different energies, but I only allow what is positive, quote unquote. Feeling can happen on the level of thinking, action taking, of our patterns, of our self-regulating mechanisms. On all levels, narrowing down contraction can happen. And on all levels, when we allow spaciousness, and same in relationships, right? Buddhism teaches about the contractions as per one human being. I want you to also start looking at the contractions of the dynamics. Because in the dynamics, the relationship thinks, the relationship feels, the relationship has self-regulating patterns. And if they start to allow only one outcome every time, ugh. The problem with dating is not with dating, it's with relationships. That's another of my, statements. Because part of us is terrified. I was speaking just now on one of my clients. We have these Q&A sessions early Tuesday morning before everybody goes to work. And she was speaking about resistance to dating. Such a good theme. Because part of us wants us, but part of us is terrified of losing freedom and being caught in one of those cycles, which just, like when you walk around in the sand and the path just gets deeper and deeper, and you cut that path in the sand. It's like that, right? And we hate that. And it doesn't have to be that way. So that's my message for this morning. Just want to check again if there's any questions. I don't think I'm seeing anything. No. So then this is my thing. And you know what you can do today, this week, is actually practice in every moment. What else am I feeling? That's such a beautiful question because it opens possibility. What else am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling this. What else am I feeling? Not just going on that train of, oh, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I need to listen to, this is what I need to act upon. Before that train goes off, what else am I feeling? Wow, I'm feeling that both. I'm super excited to be here and I'm super terrified. And usually the better fit the two of you are, the more extreme the contraction will be. And that's what we say, right? I'm usually an amazing woman, but when I meet a guy that I really like, I'm a mess. You'll know that. Practice. That's what you will solve when you practice this spaciousness in every situation, in every meeting. What am I feeling? What else am I feeling? Have fun with it. Let me know how it works out. Wait, I do have a question. Joe, awesome. I've often found I remain cautious and slightly closed when I first meet someone. Yeah, exactly. At times I have then clearly crossed a point where I decide I like someone. After this point, I've often developed fear and lost a lot of spaciousness. Could you comment on this? Awesome question. Let me focus on it a moment again. Because it makes so much sense, right? I decide I like him. I'm a cautious type, right? That's what you said here. I'm the cautious type. I don't open up. I don't feel everything I feel. I'm not spacious. I'm way too vulnerable. I don't know what would come up. Until I decide I like you. Decide I like you. Actually, that's also cutting off reality. Before you liked him already, after the decision, there's still parts of you that don't like him, but it's cutting off. More contraction. So actually it's coming from a place of contraction, but then it's like, okay, that is vulnerable. When we go into connection, it's vulnerable, it's alive. Lots of things that happen, and that's scary. Especially if the way you work is like, either I like him and then I open up, or I don't. There's so much fear underneath, Joanne, right? So much fear underneath. So if we only open up that way to the ones we decided we liked, then of course, if we lose him, we will lose that aliveness of a real connection. So he becomes the defining factor whether I have that kind of connection in my life. And then I make him responsible for my life, my quality of life. That is scary. Somebody else is responsible for that. So that will create a lot of fear. And when the fear is stronger, the temptation to contract is also stronger, often leading to exactly what we don't want, losing him. So I would say the challenge, Joanne, is to be more spacious everywhere. Now, I don't mean literally everywhere, right? If we're driving a car and the traffic is chaotic, we just need to focus on one thing. We don't need to be very spacious in that moment. Though in a way you do, because often your intuition feels and sees more than just your logical mind, but it's a different situation, right? And if you were walking in a bar and you just feel, I don't like this energy, I'm not saying you should be totally open and vulnerable then, right? Though in a way it might help you if you would actually say to yourself, to your friend out loud, I don't feel good here. Maybe it will help you to actually make the right decision and walk out again. So in the end, being spacious doesn't take you out of action taking, instead it puts you in. But sometimes, okay. But that aside, in a normal situation, when you're on a date, you don't know if he's the right one or not, or maybe something inside of you does. But then it's good to just be spacious. What can happen? You can both discover you were not meant for each other. Duh, what's the problem, right? It's only a problem if we go into that whole story of this is my last chance. He has to be it, but he's not showing up it. Ooh, now my whole dating life is ruined and I will never have kids. Yeah, then it becomes a big problem if the two of you don't like each other. Or if you start labeling it as a rejection. It's not a rejection. When two people meet and they don't fit, it's not a rejection. It becomes that when you make it that. Is that helpful, Joanne? Let me know. Giving her a few minutes more to write her answer and giving Facebook and the internet a few minutes more to get it to me. But just to recuperate, love can be effortless. Joanne, yes, absolutely, that makes sense. It feels like a very old pattern. So glad we got to clear that out. And it asks courage, right, Joanne, and everyone to do that differently. It asks courage when the ground falls away from under your feet to actually say that, be with that. But in the end, it's the easy path because it gives us what we're looking for. And it gives us true connection. And it opens hearts. And all people have good hearts somewhere. And once we open that, we don't hurt each other in that nasty way. It can be hurtful if I feel he's it and he does not feel it, but it doesn't have this whole nasty drama thing around it. So in the end, opening your heart is your protection. But it asks courage. It's like a threshold to get there. So thank you, Joanne, for your question and excited for your journey, right? You're really using all the stuff that I'm teaching and so excited for that. For everyone, thank you for being here with me. Looking forward to the next time. Be spacious and post, right? Share with me how it's going. Come into my group, The Art of a Relationship You Love, and share how are you doing with spaciousness. Thank you, aloha, and speak again tomorrow, actually at 3:30, I think. Yeah, 3:30 Amsterdam time. So be there again then and look forward to continuing this with you. Aloha.